going on, gearheads? We're in the car driving. We're going to revisit this 2014 Corvette Stringray LT1 project. So I'll show you guys some clips shortly right after this. Went down to check out my buddy's car. He had a knocking sound, didn't know if it was top end, bottom end. The car was misfiring, he couldn't drive it over 30 miles an hour. So he basically parked it, sent me a couple videos. I told him, yeah, I'll come down and look at it. Did a quick inspection, which is the clips you'll see here. Pulled the valve covers just to check the top end stuff first, and looked like he ended up with a collapsed lifter. So basically we had to find out, pull the heads, and then determine if we had cam damage, if it was just lifter damage, and then what course of action will go from there. I'll give you some clips now from the first trip down. Was able to basically tear everything down, got the passenger side head off, and basically had pulled all the lifters out. None of them were stuck in the bore or any damage with that, and we were able to find out that as one of the DOD lifters had collapsed. All right guys, we're back on the C7 project with the collapsed lifter. I'm gonna start breaking this thing down to be able to pull the cylinder heads off. We'll get a better look at the lifter, the camshaft, and then we'll see what our approach will be for the repair on this one. All right guys, quick update for you. Just noticed that we weren't recording during the initial steps of this disassembly here, but haven't gotten too far yet. We just pulled the fuse box out, alternator out, the little shroud that goes here to exhaust the heat from the radiator. Intake we pulled out. This one had the course on it, so it might be a little different than factory. And we just pulled the spark plugs, loosening up the header bolts now, and we'll go start getting this disconnected and go to the other side. Then I think we got to do this pump assembly here. Alternator bracket housing looks like it includes kind of like the thermostat bracket, as well as the lower radiator hose. And I don't know what else is attached to this. This is a little different than obviously the C6 LS engines. So we also have a coolant line here. So we'll drain the coolant. We got it jacked up right now on jack stands, so we can also disconnect the flange for the headers, because these will obviously have to rotate back to clear for getting at the head bolts. I hope we don't have to take the headers out. That would really be a bummer. And yeah, so that's where we're at now. Everything's looking pretty good and going smooth. Oh, and here was the spark plug from that cylinder. So you can see there it definitely wasn't fire and just probably getting fuel sent to it, not burning off. So all the other plugs look okay. I think I did these maybe like 20,000 miles ago on his car, so these all look fine.
It could be like 14 plus something.
Oh, to be like its own model.
Right. It's like they squeeze one updated there, and here you go. That's
I got trapped in the other shit, and whatever that new chip is that it's in it. But like, dude, they want like. All right, we just got this vacuum line out for the booster. It looks like it's like a push lock. You just push it in. That was interesting. All right, just working on the high pressure fuel stuff. It looks like to take the heads off, we actually don't need to do this high pressure rail. All we got to do is disconnect this connector here, and then the rail would actually come out with the injectors, that little sensor on the back, and the cylinder head all together, because this is all attached to break that high pressure line there. This connector here, there's two ground bolts in the back of the head that I found. Those were a nightmare to get out, but we got them. And then now I think basically we can take the rockers out. We'll have to get these manifold back away from the head, and then get the head bolts. On these heads, unlike the LS, there's no small bolts up by the intake manifold. So there's just the main head bolts here.
that'll get you like a little temporary valve. Yo. You're down.
Yeah, knock with the lifter knocking. You're home for
Okay, what do you?
2 hours.
See how these are like. Kind of like after my birthday when everyone was cleaning up and you didn't.
Should we left early?
You gotta do it. You gotta
No, we didn't
clean
leave
everything
early.
up.
We left at like 4, but bro,
Yeah.
everybody like Tonio was like this. Like
But
everybody
it's
was
just me and Tony that were dead, and then you missed it 2 hours after that and played B5 when me and Tony woke up fine. Thank God. I drink about like a gallon of liquor that way. Liquor? Maybe 3/4 of that.
This is the DOD lifter set that we pulled out of that cylinder. So you can see these are the same. They got that little spring thing on them. And the rollers, these are all fine. These spin freely. They're nice and oil lubricated. No issues with those. But as you can see, this one is stuck in the collapse position. So cycling up and down the lifter board, but obviously just wasn't pushing the push rod. So that cylinder just wasn't firing. Then fast forward a week, talk with my buddy, kind of what route he wanted to go. And we were talking about doing a cam, DOD, lifter delete, all that stuff. And basically, short notice, he ended up having to move. So the car now is on jack stands in his condo's garage. Engine's completely tore apart, heads are off of it, parts all over the place, and then he's got to be out of there basically Saturday. So I got to get the parts rushed on order, and then basically get down there, and all we're going to have time to do right now is basically put it back together, factory, all OEM stuff new. And then basically at a later date and time, hopefully he'll want to do like a stage 1, stage 2 cam or something. And we'll do the DOD, the lifter delete at that time. All right, guys, we're getting packed up to go finish up this LT1 engine. I got all the parts here. So this is everything we'll need to put her back together to factory, basically. So we got a ARP bolt kit. So at least in the future when we go do the cam, got to pull the heads and do the lifters again, then we'll be able to reuse these. So that's one benefit of what we're doing. These are the factory DOD lifters. So we have a set of basically the fixed lifters, and then the other box, these are the fuel active ones. All right, then we also have the bottom of the box here. I'll just basically have GM exhaust manifold gaskets, GM head gaskets, GM water pump gaskets, and we do have the new lifter trays. And on these you'll see where this one is kind of notched. That's on the DOD side. There's like a little tang on there, and then that would be the non-DOD fixed lifters. All right, guys, back over here on the car. Just got the block surface cleaned up. Cleaned out the bolt holes, blew everything out. So this surface is all prepped on this side. Still got to obviously remove that other cylinder head, but I just want to start with a little cleaning work. We got our cylinder head over here. You could see that was the cylinder there that wasn't firing because of the failed AFM lifters. So we're just going to do a quick cleanup on this surface here. I'm just using one of these carbide scrapers. I don't know if you could get this to focus here, but it's basically like a squared edge carbide and works wonders for scraping gaskets. You can see just cleaning that chamber there, scraping this down. Yeah, you can see, look how dirty the back of the inside valves are, the whole intake runner and everything. So ideally would have preferred to have these sent out to machine shop and have them all gone through, have the valves cleaned up, polished, have them re-contact check, sealed on the seats. But we just don't have time with this right now for that. So we're gonna clean everything up best we can and get it all back together OEM. And now we have the correct socket for this front one, half drive, half hex. For that forward bolt there, that weird one we didn't have last time we came down. So we'll be able to get this head off next. Okay, now we got these all together, lined up. These have little like tangs in them so they can only go in one way, so they're pretty easy to match up. Now we'll get ready to put these in the car. We got the block all prepped. Lifters are in. We just rolled the engine over to put number 1 at top dead center, base circle on the cam. So that way when we go to do the rocker torque, that's all set. Spun this over. All the cross hatching and everything looks fine. The cylinder walls for 60,000 miles, thing looks pretty good. A little bit of carbon built up on the top of the pistons, but that's obviously going to be normal. And we were able to slip this 24mm socket in there just on the half drive wrench, shallow, and that fit perfect. So it spun right over. That was good. All right, I'm going to show you probably the worst part of this that they changed on the LT platform versus the LS is in the back here. See this harness? This has a bolt that goes through it into the back of the cylinder head, and there's another ground here, and basically that is an absolute nightmare to get that bracket out with the head. So what I found the trick is basically unbolt the head. You can kind of slide the head a little bit further forward, and then you can get back there and undo that bolt. But now with reassembly, I don't want to lay the head on here and kind of scuff and possibly damage the head gasket. And I don't think there's a way I could slip that in there after the head's already there with that bolt on. So we're gonna have to kind of play with it, get it from the back. That I was able to reinstall it with my little cut down 15mm wrench. You can see it's like shaved. And I was able to get that back there. It just takes like 20 minutes to you're doing little quarter turns at a time. So it's a total pain in the butt. But we're gonna get this driver's side head on, the passenger side head on, and we'll start putting all these accessories back together. I just wrote this down quick so I could just put it over here. So we got number 1 cylinder is at top dead center, cam on base circle, so both valves closed. So we're gonna torque the intake 1, 3, 4, 5, exhaust 1, 2, 7, 8, and we spin the crank 360, and we do intake 2, 6, 7, 8, exhaust 3, 4, 5, 6.